Welcome back to Reading Bear. Today, we will take a look at some new I Don't Work Here Lady stories. And if you enjoyed my content, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and post some bear emojis in the comments. Let's go!
The first story is titled, Apparently I Look Like a Child. IDK if right sub for this story. So I was walking past a middle, high school the other week to go to my cousin's house so we could go to Disneyland for the day. I had a backpack on with the essentials, water, power bank, jacket, etc. So as I'm walking a security guard runs out to the fence I'm walking by and demands I go back to the school. I look at him for a second confused then ask him what he means. He said that ditching is not allowed and had to come with him to the office. I know I look young for my age but damn this dude really thought I was a child. I tell him I'm straight up 25 years old and I keep on walking. He runs along the fence and asks for my ID. At this point I'm thinking about running away and calling him Mr. Poopy Pants or something, but I just pull out my ID and show it to him. Dude holds up the ID and stares at it for the longest time then tells me I'm free to go. Like duck you dude, I was always free to go, you're not a cop, you're just a Paul Blart. Anyways I walk off and I look back to see the dude on his walkie-talkie and taking a picture of me. This piques my interest so I walk back and ask why he's taking pictures and he said to see if anyone would recognize me as a student. Duck it at this point I want this guy to get in trouble so I was like fine take me to the office then, I don't want randoms having my picture for no reason. He takes me to the office and leads me to someone I'm assuming is the VP. He said and I quote, caught this kid ditching, as if I haven't told him multiple times I'm an adult. The principal guy looks as confused as I probably did and asks who I am. I explained the whole situation and said how I wanted the security guy to delete the pictures he took of me. The principal looks at the security guard like he was a straight dumbass, and told him to delete the pictures and apologized to me. The security guy gave a weak ass apology and offered a handshake which I ignored, yay idiot move but dude really was an idiot. Wasted like 20 minutes cause dude really mistook me for a child. The next story is titled, Apparently I Look Costco. What is it about membership clubs? I swear the number of entitled holes multiplies exponentially at a Costco, but I digress. Apparently I look Costco so this Karen with a Kate Gosselin haircut demanded I get something out of a high shelf for her. I was in a rush, had a cart full of groceries including ice cream. I just told her, I don't work here, bye, and apparently that was the worst thing I could have told her. This idiot begins to go off on me, don't ducking lie to me, you look like a Costco employee so I know you are lying. You better clean up your act or I will get you fired. I know the manager personally. At this point I just chuckle to myself and walk away. Come check out I'm in line, there's two people behind me, this idiot squeezes up to me and says, move, I need to check out, don't think I'm not going to report you. I did not move, I told her to get to the back of the line, shut the duck up, and to learn some basic manners. Once again Karen wasn't having it, how dare you speak to me like that you ducking nigger. I will have you fired. I will tell people you add me. Who would they believe? Me or you? At this point I tell her to back the duck off. One of the people behind me went to an employee who came up to Karen. This idiot was still adamant I work there, said to speak to the manager. The manager she knows tells her I don't work there and that she would be having her membership revoked for a racist tirade. I laughed as I was checking out, laughing with the cashier and side-eyeing this idiot as they escorted her away. Not content giving me the last laugh, this dumb idiot turns around and yells, you niggers are the problem, I can't wait for the day Donald Trump deports you back to Africa. I'm over here like I was born in Michigan. I still got the last laugh. Needing a snack I took my time and grabbed a hot dog. As I was leaving I see that this Karen was getting arrested. Apparently she didn't like that a black woman would be cancelling her membership so she threw her purse at her from behind the counter. I just walked away enjoying my hot dog. The next story is titled, No, I can't just hop on the other register. I'm a vendor and I'm in and out of some of these smaller chain stores daily and I'm constantly being asked where things are but this one incident really took the cake. I'm already checked in and putting my stuff up. There are only two employees working the whole store, one on the register and the other in the office on a conference call. Register girl, RG, has got quite the line backed up and is doing the best she can to get everyone checked out and on their way. This idiot customer, IC, starts mouthing about the line and, while glaring at me, making comments about how some people need to get off their ass and get behind the register. IC, to RG, why is this line so long, and why don't you have help? RG, my coworker is tied up so it's just me, ma'am. I'm working as fast as I can. IC, pointing at me, she needs to get off the damn floor, me stocking the bottom shelf, and get on that other register, like now. So now, the whole line is glaring at me and others are starting to join in. I started trying to explain that I didn't work there, but IC cuts me off with, "I see, some people don't want to work and do their damn job. This is ridiculous and I'm calling corporate right now. She needs to be fired." I stand up and again try to explain that I'm a vendor. RG is trying to say the same thing but to no avail, no one's listening at this point. Me, having completed my stocking and ordering, drop my handheld in my bag, grab my dolly and head for the door. "See ya next week," I say to RG, and a whole line of people goes silent except IC. Her last comment as I'm walking out the door is, "Where the hell are you going? Get back here, your shift isn't over yet." Totally dumbfounded. The next story is titled, "I fired a guy who didn't work for me." I'm a locomotive engineer, conductor. One time I was called on a work train as opposed to a through freight. Through is just bring a train from point A to point B, one city to another kinda thing. A work train is a train where you work with a foreman and a crew to fix track, lay new track, or even just clean ditches. As a conductor of these trains, my only job is to tell the engineer what to do and when, while supervising anyone that may be working around my train. Most often the guys working near my train are contractors and don't have any affiliation with the railroad I work for. This one guy kept getting into some stupid situations where he was underneath the moving train trying to move rocks by hand. Now to me, and I would hope most of you, common sense would dictate that you don't want to be underneath a moving train, even if it is moving at 0.5 miles an hour. This guy wasn't very bright, to say the least. After 4 or 10 times of telling this fool to back off, I finally looked at him and told him to go home. "You're fired." So he packed up and left. About 4 hours later his actual supervisor shows up and asks where he went. I told him I didn't know. All his other employees burst out laughing and ratted me right out. The conductor fired him. So I think I'm in trouble, so I try to explain why I didn't want him near my train, and the guy stops me and thanks me. He had been trying to fire him for some time and just needed a good excuse. The next story is titled, "I'm Not Colorblind." So this actually happened today. I work at Papa John's. We have a Publix right next door. One of my co-workers really needed something from said Publix, but she couldn't leave work, so I made the run for her. I'm walking around the store trying to locate what my co-worker needs. This elderly lady screams at me from back behind me. I turn around and she wobbles towards me, so I meet her halfway. We were at opposite ends of the aisle. She asks me where the cookies are. I say, "I'm not sure. I don't work here, I actually work at Papa John's. But I can help you find them." So I help her find the cookies and then go back along my business. A few minutes later this guy calls to me. He will be C, I will be MC. "Where is your chapstick?" M, "I don't have any. But I do need to buy some." C, "No, I mean where is it located in the store? Do you sell chapstick?" M, "I actually work at Papa John's. Not Publix." C, "Why the hell are you wearing a Publix uniform if you don't work here?" M, "I'm not. I'm wearing a Papa John's uniform." For those who don't know, Publix uniforms are a green shirt with a black apron and khakis. Papa John's uniform is a black shirt with a red apron, a black visor, all of which say Papa John's, and khakis. C, "Do you know what you're wearing?" M, "A Papa John's uniform. Points to every logo on my uniform. Our colors are black and red. Not green and black like Publix." C, "I'm not colorblind. You're wearing the same thing as them." At this point I see a Publix employee at the other end of the aisle. I point to them. M, "So I'm wearing the same thing as them?" C, looks between me and the actual Publix employee. "Yes. I just want to know where the chapstick is." M, "Well, I don't work here, but it is usually up by the registers." C, "So now you're just going to straight up lie to me?" And he storms off before I can say anything. Twice in one day, ladies and gentlemen. Twice in one day. The next story is titled, "But He Has a Badge." As the preface, I work in the engineering department of a company that has a couple of manufacturing centers in town. As an office guy, my dress is office casual with my work badge on a janitor-style retracting keychain. Said work badge has the company logo writ large with my name and photo on it. I recently got myself a Nintendo Switch and have been enjoying Breath of the Wild, and after work had gone to the local Best Buy to mull over getting a Pro controller and see if they had any amiibo deals. While crouched down looking at the controller display, a kid about 6 or 7 years old walks up to me and says, "Excuse me, is this the Nintendo aisle, because it's my birthday soon and my mum said I could get a Wii game, but only if it's not a violent game like my uncle got me because violence and explosions are bad." In one breath. I let him know it is the Nintendo aisle and point him at their Wii selection. Looked like maybe 2 games. I thought nothing of it. Little cute excitable kid. Then IT happened. Mum came over. I heard her say, "You need to show me where all your Wii games are." I decided against the Pro Controller just yet, put it back on the shelf and started to walk away. Excuse me. Are you even paying attention? I turned to look at her and apologized. "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't work here, but I think that rack where the boy is all the Wii games they have." "Ah, you do work here, you helped my son and have a badge on." "Ma'am, the badge is for the manufacturing company across town, and I'm just off work and late getting home." I started to walk away when she grabs my arm and starts screaming, "I need a manager," over and over while her kid is still enthralled in whatever Wii shovelware was still on the shelves. I had to twist my arm out of her hand and took a step back. By that point, 2 yellow-shirted security employees and a couple of blue shirts came up. She's going on about how I was going to get fired and had threatened her. One of the security guys got between us and the other pulled me aside to talk. Mike was cool as I gave him the quick rundown. The whole time I'm doing that, crazy lady keeps getting louder and more absurd. I was up to attacking her and her son just because he wanted a game. The other security guy finally told her to be quiet for a moment. They had been watching the cameras. "That guy never touched you or your child and he doesn't work here. But he has a badge. He has to help out if he has a badge. It doesn't matter." Security guy Mike suggests that while she's distracted I make my way out of the store and I take him up on the offer. I came in a week later to again ponder Switch accessories, and as I'm walking in there's security guy Mike and he has a flash of recognition. "Hey, you have a badge, you gotta work here." We got a chuckle out of it, and then he said that she continued to argue with the other security guy for 10 minutes until they had to have her trespassed out by the cops. And that when the police showed up, one officer already knew her by name. The next story is titled, "Seriously? You've known me since childhood." Background info: my parents have lived in the same house since before I was born, 30 plus years now. One of their next door neighbors moved in approximately 25 years ago. The neighbor's kids were a few years older than me, but we used to play basketball, video games together around the time we were in elementary school. As we got older, we'd play less and less until eventually we stopped altogether around the time we were in middle school. So, I had been interacting regularly with this whole family for approximately 5 years as a kid, and I didn't move out of my parents' house until I went off to college about a decade later. Between the time their kids and I stopped playing and this past Saturday, our families have never verbally interacted. At most, it's a friendly wave from a distance, but even that is rare. I don't work here, I primarily work as a scientist, with a side gig as a self-defense instructor. In my limited free time I like tinkering with cars. Most of the work I do is on my own car. However, my parents will occasionally ask me to do some basic maintenance work on their vehicles if I'm available, because it's cheaper than taking the cars to a shop. I'm always happy to help when I can, assuming they don't mind me usurping their driveway, garage for a bit while I do the work. This past weekend, I was asked to do a coolant flush on 2 of their vehicles. I get to the house early, till 8 AM, and start work on the first car. Not a complicated job, but there's a bit of hurry up and wait involved since I only have basic hand tools at my disposal. While I was working on the first car, my parents' neighbor comes out of his house to go run errands. We exchanged a friendly acknowledgement wave as he went to his car, but no words, nothing unusual. By the time the neighbor gets back after lunch, I'm in the middle of working on the second car. My mother is outside with me having a chat about random family stuff. As my neighbor pulls back into his driveway, he waves to my mother. She returns the pleasantry, but then notices that the neighbor is starting to come over, which is super weird. Like this hasn't happened in 2+ decades, kinda weird. He starts making small talk with my mum, asking her how she's doing, how are things, etc. He'll be CN for clueless neighbor. CN to mum: "Hey, how are you? Having some work done on your car I see." Mum: "Yeah, he's just helping us with some maintenance stuff before winter." CN to me: "Oh, that's great. Do you have a card or anything?" Me: "I'm sorry, a card? For what?" Then it starts to dawn on me, CN thinks I'm an actual mechanic, making a house call. I don't even know if that's a thing that happens at my own house. Mum: "What? Oh. No, this is you, fighting_physicist. CN has a confused look on his face. My son: "You, fighting_physicist? He used to live here." CN to me: "Oh. Oh, of course, of course. I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you. Do you think you could look at the brakes on my car sometime?" Me, still a bit dumbfounded: "I mean, I could. I'm not a mechanic and I don't know much about that particular type of car. I can give you the name of a reputable local shop though." CN: "Yeah, they need to get done soon, and since you make house calls I can have them done cheaper than a shop. Me, playing along because clearly, he missed the part about me not being a mechanic. Okay, well my schedule is pretty busy for the next couple of months, so if you need breaks soon a shop will be your best bet. CN, oh, it's no rush, whenever you have time. Me, in my best yeah, I'll get right on that voice, okay, sure thing. Aside from the fact that CN probably still didn't actually realize who I was based on his body language, mannerisms, who in their right mind thinks a house call from a mechanic is going to be cheaper than taking your car to them? I am a bit curious to see if he follows up with my folks for my card when he decides his brakes really need to get done. The next story is titled, Lady Visited the Same Piece of Tape Every Day for a Week. One day I got a wrong number voicemail, Mary Beth calling to let Tonya know that some tenants had moved out and she had a few apartments that needed cleaning. I'm not Tonya, nor do I even know a Tonya, but I didn't want Tonya to miss out on work, so I called back the lady's number. It was a real estate office. The very tired, bored person who answered said Mary Beth was out for the afternoon. Did I want to leave a message? I told him the story about the wrong number. He said he'd take care of it, though from his oh so unenthusiastic tone I doubted it already. Next day a new voicemail from Mary Beth, more agitated, Tonya. I can't believe you haven't shown up to clean the apartments. One of them has a piece of masking tape on the sliding glass door that's been there for 3 days. I can't show the apartment in that condition. Call me now, and get your ass over there and clean. One more try, I called back, got a different but equally unmotivated office drone, and left a message, Tonya's not getting your voicemails, because you're calling my number, which is the wrong number. There's no Tonya here. Please stop calling this number. Next day another voicemail, Tonya. I've been over there every day this week and you haven't done any cleaning, and I can tell because the same piece of tape is still stuck to the door. When are you going to do something about this? This is so unprofessional. I can't believe you haven't even called me back to tell me you weren't going to clean. I didn't try again to call Mary Beth and her lackadaisical minions. I wasn't sure whether to feel bad for Tonya because soon she'd probably be fired for not showing up, or to feel bad because she was working for this angry, obnoxious woman in the first place. Next day I see Mary Beth's number on my phone and actually answer it. I start with, hi, you have the wrong, but she cuts me off immediately, still screaming about masking tape, and how inconsiderate and unprofessional I am for not calling her back. Again I tell her, you have the wrong number. She says, oh, this isn't Tonya? Well you tell Tonya. My third try, you have the wrong number. There's no Tonya here. I don't know any Tonya. I've called your office twice this week and told them you've got the wrong number. Tonya's not getting any of your messages. Lady's still not listening. Well you can tell Tonya that if she ever wants to work for me again. Me, I can't tell Tonya anything. I don't know Tonya. Lady sounds like her head is about to explode. Tell Tonya if she doesn't clean today she won't be getting any more work from me. Me, good luck with that piece of tape. I hung up. Never heard from her again. Poor Tonya. The next story is titled, I don't work there and you called the wrong number. I work at 2 different jobs, so my personal phone number has the following for the answering service for my phone number. You called XXX and reached XXX. If this is exactly who are looking for, please leave a brief message, who you are and your phone number after the beep. I will contact you as soon as I can. Usually that stops the people that call the wrong number. I had a hospital call me 100 times before I put that message in. After I put in the message, the hospital called me a few dozen times before I got in contact with their legal department and asked for help with the situation. I don't know what they did, but it worked. A year later, I got a different company's customers calling me. When I called their company, hoping to get the same help I got from the hospital, the company instead told me to screw off. I am technically following their directions. This one lady calls me a few hundred times in a row, always around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every message she leaves is, pick up the phone, or, foo. So I block it. Then a new number does the same thing. I block that. Repeat ad nauseum. So I pick up the phone. Me, hello? Lady, finally. What's your problem? Me, I hate your face. It's so freaking ugly. Every time I hear your voice, it reminds me of that crap. Lady, I want to speak to your supervisor. Me, okay. Then I hung up. I figure she would call back. She didn't that day. I almost felt bad for that company until I remember they told me to screw off. She called me back 3 days later with the same crap. I didn't block the number, my phone wasn't on me, so I had no clue she was spamming it. When I got to it, I blocked the number. But she called me the next day with a new number that I answered to after she called the phone a few dozen times. Me, hello? Lady, finally. I need you to reset my password. Me, I don't work at XXX company. You called the wrong number. Lady, foo. Why would you know the name of the company if you are the wrong number? Me, the phone number is off by 1 digit. I get lots of fools who are unable to dial the phone number. Lady, what did you call me? Me, a fool. Lady, I want to speak to your supervisor. Me, I don't work for XXX, so I don't want. Lady, I need to reset my password. Either you are going to help me or I will make your life hell. Me, okay. Fine. What's your name? Lady, it's XXX. Me, what's your username? Lady, it's XXX. Me, what is the last 4 digits of your employee number? Lady, since when did you need that? Me, new policy. Lady, fine. It's XXX. Me, what is the serial number of the device that you're logging into? Lady, what? You never needed that before. Me, new policy. Lady, 1 minute. This takes her several minutes. At this point, my boss at job 1 is asking me what's going on. He asks if he get in on this. I told him sure, if she asked for my boss again. He's find my suffering hilarious. Lady, all right. It's XXX. Me, I don't work at XXX and you're a moron. Seriously. Find a 6-year-old to dial the phone number for you. Lady, she starts cursing and ends with, I want to speak to your supervisor. Me, hold on. My boss then gets the phone. Boss, is this the lady with the ugly face? Lady, what? Boss, lady, your face is so ugly it makes me puke. I personally delete your password every day just to relieve the pain of seeing your ugly face. If wasn't for the fact that I can jerk off to your lovely voice, I would have deleted you from the system months ago. He then hung up on her. She hasn't called back yet. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel and post some bear emojis in the comments.